For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a camper product. So here is the Kampa Croyde 6 Air Pro Classic. So they do a Croyde 6 Air Pro, and this is basically the classic version. So this is a polycotton version rather than the polyester. So it's a really good model, and yet again for a price point it's very, very keen. Certainly being a polycotton tent, you know, for a sort of a free section tent, so a sleeping area, main living area and sort of a closed canopy area, I think it ticks an awful lot of boxes. It's a polycotton material, so straight away in terms of its tent material, it's breathable. So the joist means that in a hot weather it's a lot cooler inside. So the weave actually on a sort of warm day expands, allows air to pass through and keep it a lot cooler inside. But on the flip side of that, when it's actually cold, it still contracts and keeps the warmth in. So again, you get the best of both worlds, that if you're going to use it across in mainly Europe, where most people are probably using polycotton tents, it's going to be a lot cooler, especially on a warm day. I think if you're going across to Europe, it's an absolute must, whereas if for the UK market, polyester is normally okay, but you still will notice a bit of a temperature difference between a polyester tent and a polycotton tent. So even on a sort of mildly warm day in the UK, there will be quite a noticeable difference. So one thing to bear in mind with this particular model is they've made some quite big changes from 2017 to 2018 season. First of which being the colour, a really nice sort of kind of grey colour, which I think smartens up and looks a lot more trim actually. It just sort of frames it well rather than that sort of sandy yellow. It's still in essence the same sort of tent, but there are some very key features that have sort of altered from last year. Still carrying on with things like crystal clear windows. You've got the pegging system where it makes it quicker and easier to put it up by basically one pegging point here. We'll pull the base out and peg that out, and yet again do the guard as well. So it just minimises the amount of pegs you have to put in, and also the speed it goes up. The Croyde I put up on my own, I think it was about 11-12 minutes. That's one person myself doing it on my own, which again means it's brilliant for you know, families who, if one person wants to put a tent up while everyone entertains the kids, it really does make a massive difference. You've got extra ventilations actually in the bedroom area now, so you've got this climate control, so it helps with circulation and just yet again sort of try and help fight condensation and give you a good circulation all the way around. And you still got things like cable entry points as well. There are some extras you can look at this. So for the front here, there's a nice zip which goes on, so you can zip on a nice canopy at the front, or if you want to, they have a brand new mesh door in place which you can add on to it. You've got nice sort of webbing storm straps at the front, and yet again you get a bit more of an idea for the door. So it comes up sealed in total, and yet again you can have different positions of the door. So you can have it sort of a third open, or completely back, or 2/3 open like we just had it, or of course sealed as well. And you've got beautiful big crystal clear windows on the inside there with curtains yet again, which just helps to get your privacy when you want to. And the good thing actually about the 2018 collection now is they have zip up curtains, so it's a lot more thorough, and you know, for the price point you're paying, it makes it a very, very good value. The tent itself, I say, because there's polycotton, weighs about 43 kilograms. So from out of the boot of the car to set up 5 yards is brilliant, but you wouldn't want to cart this away somewhere in Glastonbury. The pump is supplied with the actual tent as well, so you don't need to worry about that. There is the option of electric pump. Admittedly, it's a bit slower to use to pump it up, but one thing I think, again, for most people I know who have these, when we put these up ourselves, the sort of hand manual hand pump is perfectly fine. One thing to bear in mind is, again, if you like the tent and you haven't got sort of about £1,350 to spend on the tent, one thing you can look at is we do have an interest-free finance to check out on it. So yeah, again, we not only do offer you pitching videos and review videos, but you can get it sort of interest-free finance. So it just saves you, putting out one big lump sum. And yet again, you can look at package deals with that as well. So check all that details out on our website on that particular model. But in the meantime, let's have a look inside and see what else is going on. So we're now inside the Croyde Classic. You can kind of get a bit more of a better feel for how it's kind of all laid out. So you've got like a nice big canopy area with a good sort of depth to it, and a sort of decent sort of width as well. So you can quite easily put a cooker unit here and still have room for sort of table and chairs and other bits and bobs as well. One thing you get inside the canopy area is actually the ground sheet is supplied with it. It sort of toggles in, but personally I think for me I would have the door all the way back, leave the sort of ground sheet out, and that way when it starts raining it's not going to suddenly collect on the ground sheet, it's just going to soak into the grass and just makes it, one less thing to worry about pooling water. In the canopy you've yet again got big nice PVC windows, you can see are very nice and clear, but you've also got curtains as well. So the joys of this means that again you can have tons of light, but also have the privacy when you want to. So I think that's a really nice sort of feature on the actual tent. And actually this year for 2018, they actually zip up. So all the door, every window you have on the tent zips up, rather than last year which is toggle up. So I think for me is a massive improvement, and certainly one that I think for what you're paying for what you get in terms of the sort of specification is brilliant. And same with sort of the front door at the front there. You've got, it also zips up the front, so you can, again, same thing, have this completely enclosed, hide all your equipment. Into the sort of main living area, you've got a flat door, which is quite nice. You're not tripping up on the way into your living area. And one thing, again, this is very versatile. This door can be zipped all the way back. So you've still got windows in here and curtains, but you can zip that all the way back along there. And again, it zips all the way back along the back there. And you just then can roll up and toggle it there. And you can still have it in sort of several positions. So you can either have it all the way back, you can have it to this position here, obviously here, or obviously shut. So the choice is, again, it's quite versatile. One thing to bear in mind that this model's sort of the baby sister, if you will, to the Studland. So for this model, it's a little bit narrower footprint, a little bit narrower in length, but the height is also a little bit less as well. So for me, I think having just been in the Studland, this feels quite a bit more enclosed. Certainly if you have one next to each other, you can really tell a difference, but I think for the price point, it's still, you know, very, very good. I mean, being in the corners, I'm a little bit struggling with the headroom, but you know, as soon as you take about a step in, I mean, me being 6'2", most people are probably a bit shorter than me. In here, it's fine, not a problem whatsoever. You've got a good sized living area, actually, to be fair. You can quite happily put a table, a couple of chairs, and sit around here and dinner table, or keep the kids entertained when it is chucking it down with rain, and you wouldn't have to worry about anything at all, really. You still get, like I said, you've got nice big curtains to make this all enclosed, so you can get some good, nice sleep when you need to. One thing with Kampa, again, is you still got sort of hanging points for lanterns, as well as little Velcro points to hide the cable and put it down to a sort of a cable entry point. So if you want to have your mains hook up, you've got little slots down there, which you've got one each side of the tent as well, which is quite nice because it means if the pitch is on, you know, the power point's on one side or the other, you're still covered. With the lighting system, actually, you've got a pre-part stitched Velcro panel in here. And the joys of that, it means it's basically twins up to use Kampa's own Flexi Saber lights. And you can buy a sort of an add-on kit which gives you the main plug, and actually, starter kit which gives you the main plug, and then you can add add-ons onto it. So the joys of that means is you can have one light on here, you can put another light on this beam, and another light on this beam, and actually every beam, including the canopy area, has this Velcro part, so you can actually illuminate it all really nicely. And because it's sort of Velcro and it lays flat to the beams, you don't take any headroom up. So if you had a lantern here, you can imagine you're going to smash your head on it, certainly if you're like me and being a bit taller. It just basically gives you lighting without having to worry about taking room up. You've got two side doors positioned obviously against each other here. The one on this side has a little rain safe canopy door, so that means that you can actually enter and exit this door quite happily even if it's raining, or leave the sort of mesh panel open, roll that door back and have a good circulation of air inside the tent. You've got a nice ventilation panel at the top again from the canopy area into the main living area, and like I said, on the outside I pointed out extra ventilations down the sides of the tent, as well as an extra bigger one at the back here, again to help with condensation. But technically it's a 6th berth. There's an extra bedroom you can purchase if you want to. Also, there's an extra cost that goes in the living area here, which I think, to be fair, I'm not sure many people would probably do, but it's a nice thing if you've got friends, kids' friends coming up, you want to put them in there. I think that's quite a nice little thing. In the sleeping area, you've got capacity to sleep 6 people, so you've got a 2, 2 and a 2, and actually a zip dividers between them. So if you want to, you can have it as one big open sort of 6 berth bedroom, or a 2 and a 4, so it's quite nice and versatile in that sense. And one thing, again, between the sections is actually a zip divider, so it really does feel like a separate divider. So you not have to go worry about, you know, being too on top of the kids or anything like that, or not having their own personal space. I think that's quite a nice thing, and you've still got a nice, in the door part here, a ventilation panel, so you can get good circulation without having to worry about sort of bugs and critters coming in. So I think, yeah, it's a nice bit, and they sort of try and make it easy for you within the bedrooms as well. So I think it's sort of colour coordinated, so you can see you've got a sort of a green tag, yellow tag, kind of like a green, that's more greeny than that one, and then the red on the end. But I think generally when you're pitching and packing this, and you can see from our pitching video, we always leave these in place anyway. So, and if need be, there's always we do a few tutorial videos you can check out on our YouTube channel. But nice tent, plenty of bits and bobs. There's also things like, say, footprints, carpets as optional extras, and we do quite a nice little package deal on this particular model. But really, I think for the price point it's at, for what for the specification you get and the size you're getting, I think it's really good value actually, thinking about it. I think if you were looking more down the polyester route of this version, then the Stullen or the Bergen is better to go for. But for a sort of a polycotton family tent, I really do like this Croyde. Yeah, and that's the Croyde 6 Air Classic.